Hello everybody, welcome to another Bear Beer Reviews. Today is a very, very special day because I have dragged my wonderful girlfriend into the fray. I'm going to introduce her into the world of craft beer. And I thought, well, I could either get something really easy and going light and soft, or I could go really balls to the wall. So I thought, let's blow a pallet out of the water. This is Nøgne, or Naked Island, and this is their GPA, the Global Pale Ale. I've already tried a couple of their beers before, and if you remember rightly, the Sunturn Brew is absolutely stonking a knockout. This one is special. Because it's got a global pale ale. It has 13 different kinds of hops from England, Slovenia, New Zealand, Czech Republic, USA, Germany and Australia. So it's got a bit of everything for everyone in it, so it's going to be complex, ridiculous and crazy. Clocks in at 4.5%, 4.5%, which isn't too bad. Falls rightly in there for a pale ale, and it comes in a big 500ml bottle actually. It's quite a
big bottle.
Well, they don't usually come in 330s, but 500 is kind of a standard English size, but the bottle looks much bigger than that. It almost looks kind of 660 or something. Anyway, that's just inside. So, bottle cap goes flying off, bit of smoke out the top. Pour it into the glass and we'll give it a look. I've explained nothing of the process of doing a review to her either, so this is going to be quite interesting to see. So, there you go. For you.
Thank you.
Enjoy, my darling. No, not yet. We're going to do aromas and looks first. One for me. Awesome. Right. So, in terms of looks, mine's got a massive head on it. Hannah's hasn't got anywhere near as much. That is a good 4-finger for me and about a 2-finger for Hannah as well. I would describe that as kind of a peachy colour. What would you say?
Peachy.
You say peach as well?
Yeah.
Kind of a nice amber. It's a little bit hazy. More probably... I'd say it's chill haze, but it's not that chilled, so it might just be hop sediment or something. But it's quite hazy, and there's a ton of carbonation through it as well. I can smell it like crazy already, and a fly has landed in the top of my glass. I can smell it like crazy already, so let's pop our noses in, give it a smell. Oh, it's really fruity.
Very fruity, yeah.
You know, I think it smells really, really tangerine-y.
I was thinking more apricot.
You think more apricot? Mm. Oh, okay, so something a bit more sweet like that. Because I'm thinking more, more passion fruit, pineapple, tangerines, apricot as well. I can get that in peachy sort of flavours. So it's got, I personally think it's got quite a South Pacific hop smell to it. Kind of exotic fruit smells. I can't really get much in the way of spice or anything like that, so I'm not sure if the noble hops from Germany or English ones are coming through. Citrus are coming through in abundance as well, so that's American hops. Ticks off the box there as well. So in terms of aroma, it's something like Galaxy or Amarillo or Citrus, something's been the main one in it. So without further ado, let's give it a try, give it a taste, and we'll see if Hannah's face cringes up and turns away. So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Interesting. Now, for me, it's strangely not very hoppy. It's got quite a well-defined.
Mellow.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's very mellow. Actually, that's a really good way of saying it. Normally, when I'm doing reviews like this and I'm trying something like that and it's got loads of hops in it, I'm not usually going, oh, it's bitter, oh, it's crazy, oh, there's hops and citrus and wow, it's blowing my mind. This one's quite malty, there's like biscuity flavour in the back of it. And that seems to be dominating flavour for it, in my opinion. That's what I think. It seems to be dominating flavour. There's a quite mellow bitterness, which I can tell because you're not complaining about how bitter the beer is. So it's quite mellow in terms of hop bitterness, and very, very subtle hop flavouring coming through as well. I don't get a huge amount, if any at all, strangely enough. Spicy, probably English kind of style hops coming through there. Something quite traditionally spicy like Fuggles or something, or maybe Goldings. So in terms of smells, it seems to be dominated, absolutely dominated by the New World hops, and in terms of flavours, it seems to be more kind of traditional English. I'd say almost it was traditional English pale ale. It's got a nice solid malt body and it's got a nice solid spicy hop flavour that's not too bitter, and it's very sessionable and very drinkable. It's not at all what I was expecting with a name like Global Pale Ale. Because I was thinking when it says Global Pale Ale, I thought it had a bit of characteristics from everything. I thought it'd be a lot more hop forward, considering it's a 13 hop beer. It's not very hoppy, which is unusual, to say the least. So I'm not sure what to make of it, really. As in terms of a nice pale ale, it's very pleasant. I'd say it's quite a pleasant English-style pale ale. In terms of the name and how it's branded itself, it's a bit kind of... It's not really that global, is it? It smells like a fruit cart that's been bashed into on the M62 and splattered out all across the roadway. But in terms of flavour, it tastes like an English... I don't know, it tastes like Timothy Taylor's has walked up through the middle of it and someone started pouring out of a keg. So it's quite an unusual beer. I'm not entirely sure if I'm that impressed with it. It's very sessionable, very easy drinkable, and in terms of flavours and things like that, I'd give it a nice solid score. But in terms of what it's got in it, I don't taste 13 separate different hops. I don't think it's that impressive in that respect. So unfortunately, it's probably it's nice and easily sessionable, but I'm a bit disappointed because I thought it'd be a lot more hoppy. I thought it'd be a lot more interesting and complex than what it actually is. I think it's probably like a 6.5. It's easily drinkable, nice and sessionable, but I was expecting so much more from it, and it's a little bit disappointing. And I do like Nøgne, the Naked Island. But in terms of a beer to get you started on, it's nice and... Yeah, so if you're not huge into craft ales, go get a bottle of this because this is very easily drinkable, and people like Han here will sit and probably happily drink it. I hope.
Yeah.
It's very nice and easy. It's definitely sessionable. It's definitely drinkable. Hence why it's got a 6.5 because it's quite an easily drinkable beer. But it's very disappointing from what I was hoping it was going to be. So yeah, there we go. That's your first review. Sat on camera, nodding, commenting on colour. Comment, favourite, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think if you have tried this beer and if you think the same thing, or if I'm completely wrong and you can taste mango, passion fruit and citrus and grapefruit galore, because I can't find it. So yeah, until our next baby reviews, cheers. Cheers.